Hello, students. Welcome to Daily English Homework. Let's take a look at the homework. It says, guess the meaning of these. And here is the word we need to know, euphemisms. Listen to the pronunciation. This is euphemisms. Euphemisms. I will explain what that means in a moment. So these are for euphemisms. You have to guess the meaning. She has a bun in the oven. This is not talking about buns. This is not talking about ovens. It has another meaning. You can check the internet. You can check Google. It will probably tell you the answer in 2 seconds. I don't want you to check Google. There's more fun with you guessing the meaning of these euphemisms and posting it in the comments and then checking the meaning. Okay. I'm not looking for perfect answers. I want to see what you think it might mean. All right. So that would be your homework. I'll explain again later. Let's look at the word euphemism. Euphemism, it's a noun. These are words or phrases we can use to talk about negative stuff without sounding too negative. We try not to be too direct in our speech. What does this mean? Well, when we are speaking to other people, sometimes there are dirty words or bad words or negative words. We don't want to say those words because they sound bad or they make people feel bad. So we use other words or phrases to make what we're saying polite, make sure it doesn't hurt people's feelings. So let's take a look at some examples. Now, all the euphemisms in this video are very common. Every native speaker knows about these euphemisms. There's nothing strange. If you see it in this video, it is common. You should know them and use them. Now, I have my grandfather, blank, and a list of euphemisms here. Passed away, is pushing up daisies, so on. So if I say my grandfather passed away, what am I really saying? Well, direct, if I want to be direct, I would say my grandfather died or my grandfather is dead. But that sounds a little too direct because death, that's a sad thing. We want to try and be polite when talking about death. And if you say my grandfather is dead, that sounds too direct in English. So we usually use euphemisms to make it sound a little better. So common one, my grandfather passed away. And if I said that to anyone, they would know, oh, he's dead. And if you're talking to someone, I'm sorry your mother, you don't want to say I'm sorry your mother is dead. Don't say that. I'm sorry your mother passed away. That's the polite way to say it. My grandfather is pushing up daisies. This is kind of a funny one. This is more of as a joke. A daisy is a flower. You can check that on Google, what a daisy looks like. But if you say my grandfather is pushing up daisies, that means he's buried. He's buried in the ground and he's pushing up the flowers because he's under the flowers. He's pushing up the daisies. So again, another euphemism. If someone said my grandfather is pushing up daisies, I know he's dead. My grandfather is no longer with us. A very polite way, a euphemism to say he's dead. My grandfather crossed over to the other side. Very polite way to say he's died and gone to heaven. Quick, my grandfather passed on. He died, he went to another place. And my grandfather is 6 feet under. So when we bury the bodies, they usually bury them down 6 feet. So again, all of these are euphemisms, very common euphemisms to say dead or died. Which ones do I suggest? Certainly, you should use passed away and passed on. Very easy to remember and very polite to use every situation. But they're all okay. All right, let's take a look at this one. He's big boned. Now, this is a euphemism. So we are trying to be polite about saying something bad or negative. And in this case, think of he has big bones. So what are we trying to say? Well, he's fat. So to say someone's fat is rude. You don't want to say he's fat, especially if you see your friend's son or daughter. They're 10 years old, but they're really big. You can't say he's fat, she's fat. So you might say, oh, he's big boned, as a polite way to say he's fat. She's between jobs. Okay, if I said this to another native speaker, they would know right away what I mean. She's between jobs. She's between jobs. Well, this means she's unemployed. She has no job. And when someone is unemployed and they have no job, that could be a little bit negative. That could be a bad situation, and we don't want to directly say that. So we say the euphemism, to be polite, she's between jobs. So that means she had a job, she finished the job, she has no job, but in the future she will have a new job. So right now she's in between this old job and this new job. But at this point, maybe she doesn't know about the new job yet. So a very polite way to say someone has no job. She's between jobs. She's getting on. Again, common, polite way to say she's old. Of course, age is a very sensitive matter, whoever you're talking to. So we do have a lot of euphemisms about age. This is a common one. She's getting on. You never want to say she's old. That could be impolite or rude. She's getting on, as a polite way to say she's old. And here's one of my favorites. I like this one. It's a long sentence, but I like it. He's not the sharpest pencil in the box. So there's many pencils in the box. He's not the sharpest. Now, sharp is a synonym. It means the same as, well, it has two meanings. You have a pencil and you sharpen it to make it pointy, but it's also a synonym for smart or intelligent. He's smart. He's intelligent, which would mean he's sharp. So he's not the sharpest. So key word here is not. He's not the sharpest pencil in the box, which would mean a polite way. He's kind of stupid. You don't want to say directly to someone, you're stupid, or he's stupid. That's rude. So he's not the sharpest pencil in the box. It's kind of it is a euphemism and a politer way to, or a more polite way to say someone is stupid. She's expecting, yes, if I said that to any native speaker, they know immediately what I am talking about. She's expecting. What is she expecting? The full sentence would be, she's expecting a baby, which would mean she's pregnant. Now, is pregnant a bad, dirty word? No. It's okay to say she's pregnant, I'm pregnant. That's not a bad thing. But, sometimes, and it depends on the culture too, sometimes women get pregnant, but they are not married. All right. So a lot of cultures, that's bad, right? They're pregnant, but they're not married. So in this case, yeah, we might not want to be direct. She's pregnant. We might say she's expecting, or use other euphemisms in that case. All right. I need to go number one. I need to go number two, or I need to do number one, or I need to do number two. Very important in English, and probably I'm curious if your culture uses these euphemisms too. So what's number one? What's number two? This is talking about going to the bathroom. You're going to the toilet. So I need to go, number one, I need to pee. You're drinking a lot of water. I need to go, number one. Where's the bathroom? All right, and then the water comes out of the body. And I need to go, number two. I need to go, number two. So you're telling someone that you're going to spend some extra time in the bathroom. You need to poo. So those are euphemisms. Again, the bathroom, the toilet, that's a dirty place. So there's a lot of euphemisms in English related to that, because we don't want to use direct language. And here's another one. I need to use the John. And the John, yeah, would be a euphemism. I need to use the toilet. In English, toilet is actually a dirty word. We don't usually use the word toilet. We use euphemisms like I need to use the John, or I need to use the bathroom. The bathroom is not a euphemism. It's a direct word. And I need to use the restroom. Restroom is probably the best to use. But I need to use the John. That's okay. They would understand. Okay, you need to use the restroom. I need to teach my son about the birds and the bees. My son is 13, 14, 15. He's going through puberty. And I need to teach him about his body and what's happening. So the birds and the bees, very common euphemism. I need to teach my son about this word. I don't want to say this word, not because I'm shy, but because YouTube might think this video is about that word and not promote this video. But you can see the spelling, S-E-X, and you know that word. So I need to teach my son about the birds and the bees. That means it's time to teach my children about this topic. Why do they say birds and bees? I don't know. I guess that's about, I don't know. Don't ask me why. It's the birds and the bees. That means this topic, always. Here are very common euphemisms. We are making love. We are sleeping together. Making love, what is that? And sleeping together. We're not sleeping, we're doing something else. So these are common, very common euphemisms for, that topic, S, E, and final letter X. We are having this. Polite ways. He's hearing impaired. He's hearing impaired. He's visually challenged. So these kind of words are polite ways to say he's deaf, which means he cannot hear. So he's hearing, he's deaf, might be a little too direct, might be rude. So he's hearing impaired. He cannot hear. And he's visually challenged. He's blind. He cannot see. So again, that might be a little direct for some people. So they use these more polite ways to express these terms. All right, that brings us to the homework. You should have a good understanding of what a euphemism is. There are 4 euphemisms here. Do not be serious about this homework. I want you to try and guess the meaning. Don't check Google. If you check Google, you're going to get the answer in 2 seconds because these are very common. I want you just to look at them and guess the meaning. What do you think they might mean? Of course, you're probably going to be wrong. I want you to be wrong. If you have a good guess, good for you, but put your guesses in the comments. And then once you posted your guess, then go to Google, check it, or come into the WhatsApp group and ask me, and we'll talk about that. But to me, I want to see wrong answers. I want to see what you're thinking. All right, thanks a lot for watching this video, and please, whatever you upload, make sure you have correct spelling. Anyway, I think this should be a fun activity, so please do your homework.